Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here with us. Live television create a specific kind of pressure, not the loud pressure people usually imagine, not panic, not chaos, something quieter and far more dangerous. The pressure of knowing there is no second variant, no editing room, no chance to reshape the moment later into something cleaner or more control. Once something happened live, it belonged to time immediately, and no certain night that pressure revealed more about a person than year of carefully managed appearance ever could. That was the strange feeling sounding like Fujikaze during the music station live broadcast, not because something dramatic went wrong. In fact, what stayed in people's mind afterward was almost the opposite, a calmness so natural it began revealing something deeper under beneath it. Three things specifically. The first was the hidden difference between confidence and control. The second was the role silence play inside true improvisation, and the third was the reason some people became more grounded and less predictable life become around them. At the beginning of the broadcast, nothing seemed unusual on the surface. Camera moved smoothly, star followed routine perfected through a year of live production. Performer waited for their movement beneath layer of lighting, timing, and invisible coordination. Viewer watching from home saw polished television, but live broadcasts are never as stable as they appear. Behind every smooth movement lies the possibility of interpretation. A delayed cue, a missed signal, an unexpected transition, tiny fracture constantly threaten the illusion of seamlessness. Most audience never notice because professionals spend entire career learning how to hide instability before it became visible. But sometimes someone react to uncertainty in a way that change the emotional atmosphere entirely. Fujikaze's presence during the broadcast carried that effect, not because he tried to dominate the room. Actually, his calmness worked in the opposite direction. It softened the tension surrounding unpredictability itself. The more live television demand immediate adaptation, the less emotional, less rushed he appeared to become. People noticed that intensively, not only in his word but in pacing, timing, facial expression, the absence of visible panic. There was no desperate need to force smoothness over every tiny irregularity. Instead, he seemed strangely willingly to exist naturally inside the moment as it unfolded. This is much rarer than its surround. Most people misunderstood confidence. They imagine confidence means controlling situation completely, anticipating every possibility, remaining flawless under pressure, but real confidence even behave differently. Real confidence allow room for uncertainty because some secure enough internally does not experience unpredictability as immediate danger. They adopt instead of collapsing emotionally the moment reality changed shape. This became the first invisible thread beneath the broadcast. The hidden difference between confidence and control. Control demands perfection from the environment. Confidence survives without it. And live television exposes that distinction brutally. Every performer entering a live broadcast carries invisible calculation inside them, timing, awareness, audience perception, fear of mistake. Even experienced artists feel these pressure physically. Bodies tighten, speech pattern change slight, emotional spontaneity narrow. Yet something about Fujika's reaction felt unusual, unforced, not careless presence. That distinction mattered. Carelessness ignored tension entirely. Presence acknowledged tension without becoming trapped inside it. Watching him navigate the atmosphere felt less like someone battling pressure and more like someone breathing alongside it naturally, which slowly revealed the second invisible thread. The role silence play inside true improvisation. Most people think improvisation means quickness, fast reaction, clever recovery, instant response under pressure, but the strongest improviser often do something unexpected instead. They pause, not internally for dramatic effect internally. They leave emotional space between stimulus and reaction. That space changes everything. Without it, people simply react mechanically to pressure with it. They respond consciously. Creativity becomes possible only when panic does not immediate size control of attention. This is why some musicians remain emotionally flexible during live moments while others become rigid. Improvisation is not only musical skill, it is emotional relationship with uncertainty itself. And during the music session broadcast, that relationship became visible in subtle way. Tiny transition, unscripted movement, they relaxed handling of shifting energy inside the room. None of it looked manufactured. More importantly, none of it looked resisted. They gave the entire atmosphere a strange emotional ease. Audience often mirror the emotional state performer project unconsciously. When artists appear tense, viewers feel tension too. When performers see emotional settles, audience relax without realizing why. That emotional transfer became part of what made the broadcast memorable, not spectacle or atmosphere. People left remembering not only what happened but how the moment felt while it was happening, and somewhere halfway through the emotional rhythm of the broadcast, another deeper realization quietly began forming beneath the surface. Calmness is not always naturally personality. Sometimes it is practiced trust. Trust is one's ability to remain internally stable even when external situations become fluid. This is where the third invisible thread slowly emerged. The reason some people became more grounded, the less predictable life became grounded them. Watching Fujikaze during the live broadcast felt strangely connected to this kind of emotional grounding. But because he appeared perfect, actually the opposite made the moment more human. The willingness to move naturally with the live atmosphere instead of aggressively overpowering it created emotional trust with viewer. And audience are incredibly sensitive to that difference, especially now modern entertainment constantly reward over management. Every public appearance polished, every reaction optimized, every emotional moment carefully packed for perception. Over time viewer become exhausted by performance pretending not to be performer, which is why authentic presence feel almost shocking when it appear quality not louder more believable. And near the end of emotional arc surrounding that broadcast, the three invisible thread finally resolved themselves naturally. The difference between confidence and control became clear because true confidence never required perfect circumstance in the first place. It required emotional flexibility inside perfect ones. And finally, the deepest thread settled into focus. Some people focus more grounded as unpredictability increased because they stop trying to anchor themselves entirely to external stability. They carry steadiness differently from within outward instead of the reverse. But because for a brief moment on live television, viewer witnessed something increasingly rare. A person remained fully himself even while the moment around him continued changing in real time. Because Fujikaze never seemed trapped inside that near to appear flawless, the emotional ground him felt breathable, flexible, human. Even when moments shifted unexpectedly, he responded with the energy of some listening rather than defending himself against the unpredictability of situation. The best live performer do not rigidly fight every unexpected variation in sound or energy. They move with it. A missed note becomes part of the emotion texture. A pause become meaningful. Even silence can transform into rhythm